Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Now, there will come a point in your healing process where you will be actually ready to date again and invite someone, or at least think about inviting the right person into your life if they come to you, right? And you might go ahead and go on these dating sites. I just want to forewarn you guys just to be extra cautious and careful with that process, okay? Because these online dating sites are breeding grounds for the narcissist, okay? As a matter of fact, do not count it out that your narcissist was using these online dating sites to meet potential supplies, or a secondary, third, fourth, fifth, whatever, just to meet additional supplies and to start creating interactions with people that would evolve into a relationship and eventually basically them being an additional supply or a standby supply. So narcissists, they love online dating. They can present this false person, okay, which is going to be presented on the profile. And then they can further expand upon that false person through interacting through text messaging and they can do this for a long time, building someone up to eventually be that supply that they may need to call on one day. So as we're healing from narcissistic abuse, I just want us to be very careful when we go back into the dating world and we go on these online sites. There are loads and loads of narcissists. I want to say almost all of them that can use technology are probably using these dating sites to find, potential victims, unfortunately, okay? It's also a heavy breeding ground for married men. And, people that are spoken for, that are in committed relationships that want to cheat. And they want to cheat on all different levels. They might just want to emotionally cheat on their spouse. I remember a time where this guy, and he seemed too good to be true, but he never wanted to meet in person. He was working 2 jobs. I will assume that he had a wife that stayed at home with his children. He said his mother watched his children while he was at work. But I think, as I talked to him for a couple of weeks, because that was it. Because I only give people a certain amount of time to meet me before it's a major red flag and I go about my business. But anyway, I believe he was using the word mother as code for his wife, basically, just like a guy might be cheating on you and store the female's name as something else in the phone. So if you see it, you're saying pizza delivery person, and this is really, someone that they're having an emotional affair with you on. And I could see that, it didn't take me long anyway, not me, to figure out that this person was just trying to have an emotional affair, because he made it so clear that he didn't want to be sexual. Granted, there are Christian men out there that are saving it for marriage, but when a man is so adamant about not wanting to be sexual, and he was a little over mid-age. Just because you have a wife, sir, and you don't want to cross the line too far, but you want to tip your toes in. So I just want you guys to be very careful out here, and I don't want you to be vulnerable or exploited by these people. Especially if this is your first time going back out and dating since you have, or basically the last person you was with was the narcissist, and you've took the time to yourself and you're going back out. Just take it slowly. Take it slowly. Do not rush into anything with anyone, and please be careful on these online dating sites. I cannot stress it enough. So like I'm saying, it's a breeding ground for narcissists. It's a breeding ground for people that want to cheat on their partners. And it's a breeding ground for people with mental illnesses, period. Because, they can try to hide it. And while they're wasting your time messaging you like it's going to be all this and that, and then they never deliver it, or, that's why you have to have some boundaries in your mind when you're going into that situation. Like if you give somebody within reason, if you're messaging back and forth a guy or a woman, and it just seems like they're just not wanting to meet you in a reasonable time frame, you can set that in your own mind. Because one time I read a thread and people were saying they were okay with waiting months to meet someone. I'm like, that's pretty interesting because you can invest a lot of your time and energy and emotions talking to this person. To me, it gets real once I actually meet you. Like, it gets a little more realer anyway once I actually meet you. I'm not going to be your pen pal for 3 months only to find out you're catfishing me. I will at least try to video chat with people, but I wouldn't even, if they're so busy or whatever that they're seeming as though they can't meet you. But people make time for what they want to, so they can squeeze in some type of meet, even if it's brief. So just be careful out here. Just be careful. I don't want to see anyone get exploited. But just use everything that you've learned about narcissists to gauge this person, because you will be able to feel their narcissism, even if they're trying to love bomb you, because there's the red flag right there. They're love bombing you. And then as far as the married man, if he's unavailable, if he's only available during his work hours, and then not the other times, because he's probably with his other person and they're both home from work. If you can't get prime days with him, Saturday night, Friday night, if he's trying to meet you at a weird time, if at all. So, there are red flags that we can use, but I just want us to overall be very careful and mindful about these online dating websites. And they really are. All the narcissists that I've met, other than my original one, which was my stepfather, all the ones that I've dated, except for one, I've met online. And the only reason why I didn't even meet the other one online was because that was back in the 90s, before online dating really took off. So, but I was with that narcissist for a decade. But when I came out of that relationship, all the rest of them, I met them online. So it's very typical to meet people online, and you can still meet healthy people, but it is still a breeding ground for the narcissist, for people that are looking to cheat on their spouse, physically, emotionally, or both, and from people with mental illnesses. So stay as objective as you can, and if someone's telling you everything you want to hear, that's all fine and good, but allow yourself to keep your emotions to yourself and not get all caught up and run off with it and start fantasizing about what this could be and all this other stuff. Don't sensationalize things, because then you start becoming less partial, okay? And then you start blinding yourself and you're starting to throw on the rose-colored glasses, okay? So I just want you guys to be careful. After everything that you've gone through, I don't want you to fall into the hands of another narcissist, okay? Because I was in that cycle myself before, all right? So I just wanted to just drop that information. Please be careful on these online dating sites. Please be careful, guys, all right? Yeah, I think I'll just leave that there. And if this video speaks to you, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't done so yet, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. I do upload videos quite frequently, and there's a lot in the description there. I am a writer. If you are stuck in a relationship and you're having a hard time healing, I have written books to help people heal out of toxic relationships. So go ahead and check those out on Amazon. They're great reads, and they're full of information. Okay, guys? So until next time, please be careful on these dating websites if you're in that phase, and take care, everybody.